water level. To make steam, you need two things. You need water and you need fire. So you want to check your water level. If you got enough water, and we're right in the middle by the 3-bolt mark, we're at 105 pounds of pressure, we need to build fire. To build fire, we're going to take a wad of fabric waste, basically a ball of threads that have been soaked in fuel oil. We're going to light them, throw them in there, shut the door, open up this middle one, which is the stack blower. It's simply a steam jet up the stack giving us the draft. So draw the combustion gases forward. The orange one is an atomizer. It's simply a steam jet in the firebox, so when you add fuel from the black handle down here, fuel flows by gravity. As long as they don't repeal the law of gravity, we'll be okay. We can get fuel flow. When fuel hits that steam jet, it turns into a mist, it'll ignite, and now he's got a blowtorch he can adjust. As long as he's adjusting it carefully, he'll maintain and it'll be self-sustaining. He can then build his pressure as needed. We want to be up here at 140. If at all possible, that's where we want to keep it. You don't want to go above by much because you'll pop off. You don't want to go below by too much because then you start to run out of steam. I've heard about people who run out of steam. You ever wonder where all those expressions came from?
There you go, that's it.
There's so many of them come from railroads. Okay, so he's watching his pressure, he's watching his water, he's adjusting his fire, he's ringing the bell coming into stations, he's filling the tender with water, he's keeping the automated lubricator topped off with oil. He's helping guests with disabilities get on the train, get off the train. He's smiling and he's waving a lot. Otherwise, he's doing nothing but sitting there.
That's a good job.
Yeah. The fuel is 664 gallons of home heating oil. It's filled up once a night out here. The water is topped off every hour by the firemen, and that's 1,837 gallons of water. We use 22 gallons of fuel and 200 gallons of water an hour. Amy, as our engineer, has the Johnson bar, or directional control, forward or back. The engine will go just as fast and be just as efficient in either direction. It doesn't care. It'll do 10 mile an hour is what we're aiming for on our track by our speedometer. 20 is what it says is top speed on that speedometer, but this engine can go 45 to 50, 55, but we really pushed it. But that's not practical in a circle, and it would also not be a very fun ride. 10 miles an hour gives you the fun ride. To get you going, you use the horizontal bar here, the throttle. You pull it towards you, it sends steam down to the cylinders and makes the wheels go round. The more you send, the further out you move it, the faster the wheels can turn. Too much at once though, and your wheels will lose their adhesion, you'll lose your traction, you'll slip your drivers, or spinning your wheels will get you nowhere. Braking is done by the brass handle. On or off, very simple menu, because it's that straight air system. Small gauge is your brake pressure, and the big gauge is the steam pressure. After 2 trips in this configuration, Amy goes on brake, and Clayton moves over as the engineer, and the third member of the crew comes up to be the new fireman. It's a 3-person rotation.
So two times around?
2 times around, and you shift. So you're going to be up here 2 trips in that seat, 2 trips in that seat, and then you get a break. So you're up here for almost 90 minutes. It's theoretically it should be 80 minutes on the button with a 40-minute break, but in reality it comes out to be anywhere from 75 to 90 minutes, and then on break anywhere from 35 minutes to 43, all depending on the crew.
Is that break just policy, or is that something that as a railroad they...
That is the protocol we follow at Main Street.
Okay.
Because you gotta remember, it gets hot up here.
Yeah.
And unlike the turn of the century where we don't care,
right.
we've actually learned a lot, and so we do care.
Now, how many trips will you make around in a typical shift?
Typical shift, it actually averages out to firing 1 and operating 1 per hour. That's how a typical shift will average out.
8. So.
Or it could be 6, or it could be 8, or depends how long your shift is that day. A shift can be anywhere from 6 hours to 16, 18 hours. We are not under FRA restrictions on the 12-hour limit. This is a good thing because, we have some people that will come here and do 15, 18-hour days. Any other questions?